Hi everybody, welcome back again. It's Sylvia Johnson and I am here with Coneshia, and I didn't say your whole name.
It's all right.
Coneshia, no last name?
Yeah, last name it's fine.
Okay,
Yep.
do it again.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Hello everybody, welcome back. This is Sylvia Johnson and I'm here with my friend Coneshia Morris.
Yep.
She has a topic that she's been chatting with me about and we've decided to share it with you.
So, it's something that people always say that always kind of stuck with me, and I will be like, it sounds nice, but what does that mean? And you probably heard it yourself. It's make sure you're guarding your heart. Keep your heart. And I was like, ooh, it sounds so good. Keep my heart. It sounds so deep, right? So my question is, how do I do that? And that was my thought. And then I was pushed even more, because I ain't gonna lie, y'all. First time it came to me, I said, ooh, it sounds deep and it sounds good, but I did no investigation. It was just a nice thought.
Yeah.
So I was in prayer one morning and the Lord spoke to me, keep your heart. And I was like, okay, keep your heart. So it led me to the scripture, and I said, let me find out. I'm gonna actually study it this time. I'm gonna dig down a little deeper, see what we have going on. And it took me to the scripture, Proverbs 4:23. And I'll read it for you. Keep thy heart with all diligence, for out of it are the issues of life. And I was like, okay, Lord, I heard what you're saying. So I heard what he told me to do, but I still wasn't quite sure how to do it, which led me to study it a little bit more. So I read the scripture and I decided that I wanted to dig deeper so that I could get a full understanding to make sure that I was able to do what I heard the Lord speak to me. So it led me to umpteen scriptures, because if you look in this Bible, the heart is thoroughly discussed. And there are scriptures that go on and on and on. I challenge you, go read a heart scripture or 2 or 3 or 4 or 100, because they're like over 800 times that the heart is mentioned in the Bible. Did you know that?
Didn't know that.
I didn't know it either. But when I decided to look into it a little bit more, I found out. But in the scripture, dealing with the scripture that the Lord led me to with keeping my heart. So I can't remember if I discussed earlier about my garden.
No. Look at my garden. Jaquay faithfully looks over. That's some kales and the collards. Look at them. Yes! We're gonna eat them. Caterpillar's been trying to eat at them a little bit. We're gonna pick them and we're gonna eat them. And we got banana peppers. Look at that banana pepper growing in there. Can you see it? Yep. And mustard greens. Our tomatoes have not come. They haven't started growing on this side. But if you look over here, you can see the little tomatoes. They starting their green right now. It's a little garden in the making. It's growing. We're gonna eat.
So we started a garden in our backyard. And everybody was real excited about it. The kids, my husband, he probably tends to it more than me, and that's not right, because I don't like the bugs. But we started the garden and we were watching it and how the plants were starting to grow. But we were out there looking at it one day and I was like, honey, what is this? And it was like mushrooms that were coming in, and there were bugs and weeds that grow into it. And now, I didn't have the scripture in front of me at the moment, but it came back to me. And I was thinking about keeping. Keep your heart. And it made me think about the garden. So while things are planted in the garden and good fruits, they are coming, they're breaking through and they're growing and we're getting to see it. But there are also other things that are coming to try to take over the good that was planted inside of the garden.
So the extra items that you did not plant decided that they live there now too.
Oh yeah, they want to move in and take over. The caterpillars, those were the fun ones.
What do the caterpillars do?
Caterpillars eat away at your veggies. So if you look, like some of the leaves, they look really nice and really healthy. And then the other ones, they got like all these holes in them. And I'm like, come on now. You're eating away at the good that I've put in there. So now, how does that apply to this scripture? What does that mean with keeping your heart? How does that tie together, right? So it's my job to guard. It's my job to maintain. It's my job to make sure that the heart that I now have that is after pleasing God stays clean. And that it's not overtaken by outside intruders. We're talking about the garden, that was the caterpillars, the butterflies, the weeds, the mushrooms, and all these other things. But what about me? What about my heart as my garden? What can come in and, invade on all the good that the Lord has put in me? Self-righteousness, envy, strife, bitterness, hatred. It's a lot of things that can come in and pull you away.
You know what I'm thinking also? The things that you mentioned are things that sometimes we believe are okay, right? And so if I see a caterpillar, in and of itself, there's nothing wrong with a caterpillar, right? Or if I see a butterfly, there's nothing wrong with the butterfly. Even in the open field and things like that, I don't think anything's wrong with weeds. But in the area that you are protecting, it had no place there. And for it to come there, it created damage and undid a lot of your hard work. And so even protecting yourself from things that just have no place in your heart is something to consider.
Right, because after the Lord had saved me and gave me a different mindset and helped me to clean up my heart because I had bad things in there. After I got all that cleaned up and taken out of me, I didn't want it to be overtaken. Okay, so when you see the invaders coming into the garden, you want to do something about it. You don't want to just let them have their way. When I was looking up how to make sure that the insects and weeds and everything didn't, what was the best way to treat it? And upon my research in gardening, it said the best way to keep the insects from overtaking your garden is to stop the life cycle.
Catch them early.
Yeah, catch it early. Don't let it progress. Because we know about the caterpillars, You got a caterpillar, and then it goes into the little cocoon, and then out comes the butterfly, and all of that. So we don't want that process to go because they lay eggs, and then you have another caterpillar, and more caterpillars, and more caterpillars. So what does that look like for Coneshia? And keeping, guarding my heart. So I have to watch my mindset when I'm dealing with people. Where maybe once before when I was dealing with sister so whoever she is, any other time I'm able to deal with her, even if it's challenging, I'm able to get past it. But now I find she's intolerable. I don't want to be bothered with her. Matter of fact, she don't need to be around me. My mindset have changed all the way. Something's wrong with my heart. Or even if it comes to I don't want to be around. I don't want to go to church because, I'm tired of them keep saying the same thing and doing the same thing. I don't want to do that. Why are you having that mindset? Something is wrong with your heart. And you need to get to the root of it. Stop that life cycle. Don't let it carry all the way out where you had the thought, I don't want to do it. Then you entertained the thought long enough to where you said, well, you know what, I'm just not going to do it. Then you went on and acted on it. And now, you're just not going to church, or you're just not talking to Sister So-So no more. And, doing everything half-heartedly, just enough to get it done.
My pastor said something years ago, and it convicted me when he said it. He said, you find something getting on your last nerve, check yourself. And I immediately thought, because wait a minute, if you getting on my nerves, you did this, you did that. But it goes along with what you're saying. There's something in my heart that's changed now that I am agitated, or I'm angry, or I can't handle something,
right?
Or that I'm less forgiving, or I'm less compassionate, or I've lost my patience. And so examining me to say, wait a minute, what got in here? What's in here that needs to come out because I shouldn't feel this way.
Right. And to go on and pluck it out.
And pluck it out.
And I'm not saying it's an easy process. I'm not saying it's fun. Because it's not. Our supervisor says you have sandpaper people. And they're rubbing you, it's irritating you. But y'all smoothing each other out. So, whatever it is, when I'm dealing with it, I'm helping to deal with the issue in my heart. Not overlooking it and saying, I'm not going to worry about it, it's going to take care of itself. No. If you look at the scripture, it tells us, keep thy heart with all diligence. That means I have to do something and I have to be serious about it. It's nobody's job to watch for my heart except for me.
That's right.
The Lord put that in as my responsibility.
So with all of this study and prayer and reading and plants and animals and gardening and caterpillars, how do you plan to take this and use this for yourself going from here?
One thing I'm definitely going to do is I'm going to continue to study this because I don't feel like it'll ever get old with maintaining and keeping your heart. It's something that will always be, it's a job you'll always have to have. And you know, you have, what do they call it when you have to continue education? It's continued education. I'm gonna watch the conversations that I have because I know sometimes I talk to people and I talk too much. And it'll lead me into thoughts and feelings that I never would have had to deal with if I did not entertain that conversation. Sometimes, you know, conversation be so good, it be bad. Another thing is I'm gonna watch the things that I entertain myself with. The things that you entertain, it has an effect on you. The music that you listen to, the TV that you watch, the social media that you constantly take in, it shapes you. And I don't want that to shape my heart either and have me doing things or acting or talking things that have been put in me. Even if I wouldn't necessarily do those things, taking enjoyment in it is just as bad. So I'm gonna watch what I entertain myself with. I'm gonna continue to pray about it and make sure that I'm able to be honest with myself. And if I find myself going too far left, being less compassionate or more moody or mean, not just going and saying not even moody, you know, just mean. My mindset's not right. My desire for things are off. I'm gonna check it right then and there and adjust it. Lord, help me. Lord, reveal it unto me. Let me know what I'm doing right. Lord, make me more like you. Let my thoughts be your thoughts. And if I can make sure that I'm keeping Jesus, is the main thing, I think that I can do a lot better with keeping my heart.
Well, thank you all for joining us. We hope you enjoyed the discussion and share with us in the comments. Tell us, you know, about your experiences and what you do to keep your heart or tend your garden. And we look forward to talking to you all again next time. Thank you.